don't know if you all can see it or not, but that up there is Shadow Ridge right there. I'm down in this neighborhood here, so I'm trying to get a view of it. That right there is Shadow Ridge. Maybe right there is a better view of it. I'm trying to get a steady picture. This dog is trying to pull me around. But that right there is Shadow Ridge, right up there. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. Alright guys, I'm back now. I did want to say to y'all that tell you about Shadow Ridge. That's a place that I went when I was younger. But I had to get on up in here in this cemetery. As you can tell, I'm out of breath. I was up here earlier, and it seems like every time I come up here, there's somebody in the way or something. But anyway, let's get on with this. Have you ever been somewhere in your life that you knew was evil? Or ever seen places that you knew were evil? You could just feel it. You could feel it in your bones. The hair stood up on the back of your neck. You knew just by the environment that this place was evil. Well, there's a lot of places in the mountains like that, in the Smoky Mountains. There's a lot of evil places the Indians wouldn't go around. It's an old evil. I don't know how to explain it. It's an ancient evil. And they refuse to go around or have any part of some of these places. There's one called the Devil's Burial Ground. Some people call it the Devil's Graveyard. There's several others I can't think of right now, but they knew the evil was here before they was here. That they knew not to go around it or not to be part of it. And there's a place called Shadow Ridge that I just showed you there. It was down in this subdivision. Tried to get the best view of it. You can't see it from here. But as a kid, we would go there. And how I learned about this place was we went horseback riding, and our guide, he was an Indian from over on the reservation who'd come over here to work during the summer. And he told us the story of Shadow Ridge. He told us that it was an evil place where the Indians, where his ancestors refused to go. Well, back in, I guess, the 1920s, maybe the early 30s, there was a little boy who fell from that ridge, and it killed him. He died. But he didn't die instantly. When I say little boy, I don't mean very young. I'm talking 15 years old, probably 16. That's the way I heard it. But he was able to tell before his death that he was pushed, that someone pushed him. And I guess I've been to that place 8 times in my life growing up. It's hard to get to. It's a hike. There's no way I could go there today with my bad ankles. But we went there when we was young. And the reason they call this place Shadow Ridge is there's a spot up there on the ridge. And that's right where the boy, I'm assuming, fell, because it's the peak. It's the biggest view. And when you walk up to this ridge and look down, if the sun's behind you on your shoulder, you will see 2 shadows. I am not lying to you. You'll see your own shadow, and you'll see another shadow standing right there beside you. And they both, your shadow and the other shadow appear to walk up at the same time. Now, what's weird about this is it hasn't happened every time I've been there. And if you take someone with you, then there'll be 3 shadows. but not every time. So I remember going there a few times, and you could just tell this place was evil. The rocks looked evil, jagged. The trees growed twisted, crooked. It seemed like there was always a fog or mist up there. Just one of those places that made you feel like you didn't want to be there. But I remember going up there the first time, and I seen that shadow cast on that ridge. My heart almost stopped beating. First thing you do is spin around and look behind you. Well, there's nobody there. There's no one standing there. And as you look at this shadow standing beside you, I promise you, you will run. I don't care how big you are, how bad you are, this thing will scare the crap out of you. Now, a lot of the kids, when we was growing up, their parents didn't want us messing around up there. They always told us, that was a bad place. My parents didn't know anything about it, but it seemed like the other kids' parents that lived in this neighborhood knew. And they just told us to stay away from that place. Nothing good is going to be happening up there. You'll fall. There's a kid fell back years ago. That was always the story. So I have to wonder if the kid was actually pushed, if that's this kid's ghost. I mean, I don't know. I know the Indian who guided us on the horse ride, he told us it was pure evil, and he knew of the double shadow. But whatever's up there, you get a sense that it is something that is just pure malevolent and evil. And even if you don't see the shadow, even if it doesn't appear to you, it puts cold chills on your spine just being up there. It's one of those places. I can't explain it. If you've never stood in a place like that or been to a place like that, then you won't understand what I'm telling you. But it seems to me like something bad happened there a long time ago. I have no idea what it could have been, but it's something bad. And like I say, the few times I've been up there, I may have seen the second shadow, maybe 3 times it happened, maybe 4. The last time I went and I saw the shadow, is all I could stand just to get out of there. I can't explain the feeling that come across me that day. It's one of those feelings you'll never forget. It was different than the other times I'd been there. I felt like my life was in danger. I felt like I had been there too many times and pushed my luck. So I never went back, never came back. I don't tell my son about this place because that'll be the first place he tries to go. So I let him off from it. But it's a spooky place, man. I'll tell you what, it sure is. But that being said, with all that, the reason I'm up here, y'all see me in the cemetery with the dog, is the Dennis Martin videos. Great, here comes somebody every time. Let's go this way. The Dennis Martin videos, my wife don't want me standing anywhere around our house and me telling about these, what I know. Because if it cost a lot of people money in the mountains, if people stopped coming here and all that, then well, there you go. It's my fault. I put these videos out, and that makes it my fault. Or somebody from the government didn't like me telling this story. Then we got that part going on too, where they show up or follow me around. I don't know. Seems like I've tried to do a few videos before, and every time I come up here, there's somebody easing along behind me in the same kind of vehicle or similar. So I've been up here twice to do a video. It seems like there's always somebody around. I know it's a graveyard, but they're not visiting any graves. So that's the reason it takes me a while to put some videos out. I have to get away from home because of the Dennis Martin thing, and can't let nobody know who I am or what's going on with any of that. So that's the reason that you see me up here walking in the cemetery with this little dog. That's what's going on. I use that as a reason, as an excuse to get out and make these videos. And I enjoy making them. I've got a lot of stories to tell. I don't have no script that I'm going off of in my hand. Come on, girl. I don't have any practice telling these stories other than just telling them to you like you was walking right here beside me. Kind of like I would have heard them back in the day. So let me see if I can zoom in on that Shadow Ridge from here. It's a long ways away. Right up there. That's it. Sorry about everything moving around. It's probably me. But that be Shadow Ridge up there. That's a hell of a scary place. But like I was telling you before, there is evil around here. There's a place called the Joby Green Hollow. And I'll tell you about that in another video, him and his wife. The man was he was an old man. He was blinded by cataracts. He'd never met you before in his life, but he could tell you who you was, who your mom and daddy was, tell you all this crazy stuff. And his wife would be out in the woods. You'd run into her in the middle of the night. We'd go coon hunting 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, a couple of miles away from their house, and boom, run into this old lady in the middle of the woods. You talk about a scary feeling. But something happened to those people, and I'll get back with you all on that. You might be able to research it. I'm not sure it's on the internet. This was back in the 80s when all this happened to those people. But I'll be making some more videos, and I'm going to try to go up into the mountains and make a few, do a few up there that way. So I guess until then, y'all, I'll leave you with this view up here of this ridge. And you can tell me if you think it looks spooky or not. There's actually starting to build a cabin on the other ridge. And my dog won't quit pulling on the leash. That's why we're moving around. Thank y'all.